Sorry, I know you guys can hear Frances in the background. She's so cute, but why now? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Today I'm gonna be doing a video all about my physical TBR, the books that I have physically placed on my bookshelves that I have not quite yet read. And I don't have too many of these because, as I've mentioned in other videos, I live in a teeny tiny apartment, and so there's not a ton of bookshelf space. And so I am quite selective about what books I purchase and bring into my home. And without further ado, I will show you the 6 books on my physical TBR. The first book on my physical TBR is Our Women on the Ground. And this is a series of essays by Arab and Middle Eastern women that capture the lives of women in this region and some of the unique circumstances that they're experiencing and facing, and some of the hardships that they're overcoming. And I'm really excited to get into this. I've not read a ton of Middle Eastern or Arab authors or writers. And so I'm really excited to get to learn a little bit more. And I love short stories. I love that you can kind of read them as you have the brain space to read them, and that they all capture unique different perspectives and themes and highlight different trials and tribulations. And so I'm really, really looking forward to this. I got it at a local bookstore, and so I'm excited to eventually pick it up. The next book on my physical TBR is Surviving on Hope. And this is, I don't think this is a popular book at all, but I came across this book because a girl I went to university with, or I went to college with, I believe this is her grandfather or her great uncle's memoir of surviving the Holocaust, and sort of to support her family, I wanted to make sure I purchased my own copy. I am Jewish, so I'm quite familiar with the content of this book, but of course, this is a unique lived experience. And so I'm very curious to read Tom's memoir on his experience during the Holocaust. I don't know much about his age or where he was placed or anything about his experience during this period of history. And so, yeah, I'm really excited. No, I'm not excited. I'm looking forward to reading this memoir, but I definitely think I'm gonna have to pick a time that I'm in the right headspace to read this, because I don't often seek out World War II content. And yeah, I really have to be in the right headspace. The next book on my physical TBR is another nonfiction book, and that is The Body Keeps the Score. And this is a nonfiction book that talks about all of the science around trauma and its impact on our brain development and our physiological systems in our body, and how that connection can impact us both in the short term and in the long term. And so I'm really, really eager to read this. I know it's quite popular these days, but I'm just curious to grow my own brain. And this is probably one that I could see myself highlighting and tabbing and probably coming back to as a reference. Okay, on to the fiction books that I have on my physical TBR. The first one is Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan. I bought this because last year I read the Ryeria Revelations series by the same author, and I loved it. I was absolutely obsessed. So I was like, great, I'm gonna go and read all of their backlisted stuff. And I just heard, I know Joshana and a few other people really, really love this series. And so I purchased it for myself, and I got it from his website, and you get like actual signed stuff. And he signed, you can order it so that they sign the book for you. And that was really cool. I don't know what it's about. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this is chronicling. I don't know what characters we're following, but I know that it is a pretty long series, and I'm very excited to hopefully start it before the end of this year. If not, next year. I feel like this whole series will be a big priority for me. The next book I have on my physical TBR, I mentioned in a recent reading vlog when I did a mini book haul, but I bought Memphis. And so I'm excited to read this. I haven't quite picked it up yet. It's very short, so I'm sure that I could finish it in a weekend or in a week if I'm physically reading it. I think this book is really just following this family, all of the members of this family, their conflict, their love, their connection, and it's all grounded in Memphis, where I'm assuming that they're from. And so I'm very excited to read this. Like I mentioned, my grandma read this and really liked it, and I've just heard really, really good things. So I can't wait to read it. Again, I just feel like I've not been in the mood to read this, but I know that it's going to happen. And when the time is right, I will pick this up, and I'm sure I will love every second of it. The last book on my physical TBR is Black Cake. And I got this when I tried Book of the Month for like a hot second. I've learned that as I got this book, I don't love the emblem that comes on these books. So this is my one and only Book of the Month book. All right. And this book, it's been so long since I chose this book, I kind of forget the premise. I'm just going to read it from you from the sleeve. It says, in present-day California, Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her 2 children, a traditional Caribbean black cake made from a family recipe with a long history and a voice recording. In her message, Eleanor shares a tumultuous story about a headstrong young swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. The heartbreaking tale Eleanor unfolds, the secrets she still holds back, and the mystery of a long-lost child challenge everything the siblings thought they knew about their lineage and themselves. I mean, this sounds great. I'm gonna have to read this. It is a little bit of a chunkier book, but I do think I requested the audiobook on my Libby app, and I think it's available soon. So you might see this in a wrap up coming up, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to see. Okay, so yeah, these, if I can get them up, are, well, this one's backwards. Hold on. Wait for it. Okay, these are the books that I have on my physical TBR right now. Like I said, it's not many, but hopefully some high quality picks. I'm really, really excited to read all of these. Let me know, do you think I should start with any one particular book? I don't know, let me know down below. I'm probably, knowing me, I'll probably start with either Our Women on the Ground or maybe Black Cake. I don't know. Time will tell. Those are the books that I have on my physical TBR. Currently, I can't stress this enough, I don't have all that many physical books. Honestly, my book collection is like 50% cookbooks. And so I don't have too many physical books. I love audiobooks, and I do use my Kindle pretty often. So I don't have all that many books on my physical TBR, and I'm very okay with that, because I think if the number got bigger than the 6 I have here, I would start to become way too overwhelmed. So in a perfect world, I'll get all of these read maybe by the end of this year, but that sounds really ambitious, and I don't think that I can do that. But I want to make sure I prioritize these, because I do have the physical copies, and I want to honor them because I spent all my money on them. So I want to make sure I read them. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me know, what books do you have on your physical TBR? Have you recently purchased any books that you're really excited about? I would love to know. Leave those comments down below. If you made it to the end, go ahead and leave maybe a cake emoji, because I think this is the one I'm the most excited for. So go ahead and leave that cake emoji to let me know you made it here. That's all I got for you. Enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.